Now I got a question for you. Are your small, under control vices getting in the way of your future goals? Are your small and under control vices getting in the way of you getting to your future self? All right. Put that in the comment box what your opinion is. Do you feel like you can get to your future self, your future goals, with still indulging in your small little vices? Or do you think they eventually will get in the way? All right. So I got a letter from a young lady named Keisha today, 35 years old in Baltimore, Maryland. She says she is someone who stays super focused Monday through Friday. Meal prep, working out 4 to 5 times a week, getting good sleep, habits stay intact. Normally Friday night, she likes to hang out with her friends. They go out to a bar or two, they drink, maybe end up at the casino. Next thing you know, 12 o'clock, she's eating pizza, eating burgers, and then that rolls into Saturday. She rarely wakes up with the energy to go work out. She rarely stays on track with her nutrition on a Saturday. So her Saturdays end up going down the tubes as well, right? So because she likes to play the slots, likes to play on the tables a little bit, they might end up at the casino twice a week, right? And twice a weekend. And when she's at the casino, she's like, man, I end up having some drinks or indulging some things that I wouldn't normally indulge in during the week. Like I'm not even, like I'm not even thinking about those things outside of when I'm at the casino or at the bars with my friends. So she's getting to a point now where she's kind of been stuck for a minute, right? Just at the same weight. Seems like her body's not changing. She's not really making progress in the gym, and she feels like, or her weekends getting in the way. But this is the thing. Part of the reason why she started to work out so hard, why she started to try to become who she has become, is to be able to go out and have fun and feel comfortable in her skin, right? To be able to excel at work, so she had money to like hang out and be around her friends. Now that she isn't the biggest one in the crew, she feels a lot more comfortable and happier to go out with her friends, and they're meeting guys, and you know, she's just having a good time in life. So she's like, what's the point of getting in shape and being at my best if I can't go out and enjoy myself? So her question is, does is her way of living on the weekends getting in the way of her future self? And does she have to change some of those activities, which might lead to a more boring life, but then she gets to her goals? And if she gets to her goal weight, her goal size, her goal look, is she going to automatically then feel like she has to live this boring life forever? And that's what she's kind of dreading. So we're going to get to that on Lunchtime Logic. Make sure you guys are putting your comments and your opinions in the comment section. Now, guys, this is Lunchtime Logic. Why is it called Lunchtime Logic, guys? Because we eat lunch together if this is your first time here, right? So I eat lunch and you eat lunch. And on the East Coast, it's lunchtime. You might be on the West Coast. You might be at Mountain Time. You might be overseas. Whatever it might be, grab yourself something to eat, man. Get comfortable. We're going to be in here for about 30 minutes. Now, I like to let you guys know what I'm eating every day, just because, obviously, in the world of health and fitness, man, you've heard it before, but I need you to understand how important your nutrition is. So I like to eat in front of you guys, just so that you know that this isn't a game. This isn't just something that we show you and, oh, these are my plates. This is how much protein I get in every day. Well, if you see me eating every day, you know I'm not lying about it, all right? Today, angel hair pasta, about 1 cup of it, 6 ounces of canned salmon, and 5 ounces of chicken, of lean ground turkey. I'm sorry. Now, angel hair pasta is not my favorite, but it's a good starch for me. It's a good way for me to get in some good clean carbs. Like, you know, it's about how you prepare it, obviously, but gives me a good base for a lot of my bowls. I'm definitely always 2 helpings of protein, 2 protein sources on a plate, and I do 1 carb source. All right, that works really well for me. I'm 205. Like lately, I've been bouncing between 205 and 210. I'm 5'10", so you know, I strength train a couple times a week. I run, I play basketball. I'm very active, 16,000 to 20,000 steps a day. So for me, this works really well to keep my body fat down, even when I'm in my maintenance phases, because I have the propensity to gain weight easily, right? So this works for me. I'm not telling you that you have to have 2 protein sources on each plate and only 1 source of carbs. It might work well for you to have 2 carb sources and 1 source of protein. That might work well for you. The key is, guys, since we're talking about nutrition, is to find something that works for you and that you're going to stick to. Because there are a lot of things that will work for you. But some of those things you will be disgusted by, you won't look forward to it, and you won't stick with it. So it has to be something that you like and that you enjoy and that you can stay consistent with. I'm a big believer in 80-20, right? 80% of your diet, super clean, 20% of it, whatever you want. So that pretty much means, for lack of better, every 4 out of 5 meals, right? So if you have 5 meals, 4 of them need to be healthy, fitting in your macros, and then the other meal you can go off the rails, man. And that works really well for some people. They do it daily. Some people do it daily. And that works really well. That keeps them from, mounting up with all these cravings, right? They get to the end of the week and they're just so spent. Now they want to just devour everything. But if every day, if you're eating 4 times a day and you say, all right, one meal is going to be something that I just enjoy every day. And it fits in, if you're eating clean enough, the other meals, it should fit in your macros and your calorie count. Now, guys, you got to be tracking to do the 80-20. A lot of people try to do the 80-20 without tracking. And I'm not telling you that can't work. I'm not telling you it hasn't worked for people. It is a lot more effective when you're tracking your food and you're taking pictures and logging your calories and stuff, because you have an idea of what you can do. Meaning, if once a day you want to go to Dairy Queen, you eat super clean 4 times a day and you go to Dairy Queen every day after dinner, the difference between knowing should you get a small blizzard, a medium, or a large is a big deal, because you're doing it every day. All right? So tracking really helps with that. Now, let's get to Keisha. So, Keisha likes to get with her friends a drink on the weekend, go to the casino, and she kind of turns into a different person, right? A different person than what she's been all week. And, we always hear people's story, and we start judging, right, from the door. We start assessing, oh, she probably shouldn't do that. Oh, yeah, I wouldn't do that if I was her. Oh, yeah, that's probably going to lead down a slippery slope. But we have to all realize that we've been there at some point. We've all been there at some point. I don't care if you were in college. You were at a point in your life where every weekend it was a party from Friday to Sunday. I get it. We've all been there. I've been there. Some of us that wasn't that long ago. And so the mind frame is that, the mindset is, well, almost like an 80-20, right? Or if I do well all week, I can do whatever I want on the weekend. And for some people, Keisha, that can work. For most people, it doesn't. There's a lot of reasons why, so we're going to talk about a couple of those reasons. But I just needed everybody to understand that we've all been there before. Some of us are there right now, right? And progress continues to stay baseline, right? Stay dormant. We're not making progress. We might be sticking with our routine, but we're not necessarily making progress. So Keisha gets with her friends. They drink, they go to bars, they go to clubs, they have fun, they go to a casino. They must have a casino nearby. Casino's fun. Sometimes you win money, sometimes you don't. You're at the casino, you're walking through the casino. Casino does not want you to leave the casino. So of course they have eateries strategically placed around the casino. We go to the casino sometimes. A lot of times we didn't eat before we went. We sit on the table, we might get on a roll. We're sitting at the table longer than what we think. We get up, we're hungry. Right? So when are we at the casino? We're not at the casino during the day. We're at the casino at night. We're at the casino. The waitresses come around. If you're playing at the tables or at the slot machine, a lot of times they give you free drinks. You might not have been thinking about drinking. Now you're getting dopamine hits because you're winning. You're out with your friends. Your friends have drinks. Now you're going to drink. A little intoxicated, Keisha. Now, the pizza sounds amazing. The pizza sounds amazing, whereas you weren't worried about pizza before you got there. In the casino, you go. They got the little buffet style little eateries. The pizza sitting right there for you. Sitting right there under the glass. You can see it, right? So it's taking you off your square, and you're trying to figure out, number one, trying to figure out how you can balance it all. Because Keisha, most of the time, when people come to me talking about they have a vice, but they have it under control, they're trying to figure out how they can still do it and get in great shape. So I get it. And most of us, we'd like to stay in bed all day and make money. Why not, right? It's not, it doesn't work too well, okay? We've all figured out it hasn't worked too well. Most of us, we can't stay in bed all day and make money. Okay. So what do we do? Because let me expound on what happens on a lot of these weekends, sis. I would guarantee if you go out with 6 girls, 3 of them don't live as healthy as you. And I'm being nice. At least 3 of them live way more unhealthy than you do. They don't have a bedtime. They don't wake up and go to Pilates. It doesn't matter how much water they drink today. They don't count their sugar content. They don't care. They don't care how much they scroll, right? They don't care if they stretch today. They live a different lifestyle than you. So what happens is if we go out with a certain number of friends and 50% or more of them live unhealthy, guess what they press the healthy people to do? Involve themselves with unhealthy activities. Unhealthy activities. Because we're trying to figure out where we're going to go eat. Healthy folk, you know how it is. We eat the same thing all the time. We don't even care. Take us wherever we're going to go. Hey, it don't matter. I'm going to get the grilled chicken. I'm going to get the salmon. I'm going to get the mixed veggies. I'm going to get the baked potato. Hold the sour cream. But the unhealthy, they want what tastes good. Oh, they got drinks on special over here. Or you get a free dessert every time you get a meal. They got a 3 for $20. So we end up following that, right? Because, and let's be clear about something, Keisha. The friends in your group that eat unhealthy or they live unhealthy, everything's about entertainment with them. You were fulfilled this morning by your workout. You were fulfilled by drinking your gallon of water. You were fulfilled by writing in your journal. That's not how they live their lives. Everything's entertainment for them. They've been looking forward to going out to eat all week. They've been looking forward to dessert all day. You're not going to keep them from going somewhere where they can, you understand? And everything's about taste. So we end up, when we're around people who live a little bit unhealthy, we do more unhealthy things because they indulge in those things. So we be like, all right, I don't want to be the fish out of water. I don't want to be the one that doesn't drink. Everybody's taking shots. How can I be the one talking about I'm not taking shots tonight? So I already know the situation that you're in, Keisha. But I think you were writing in trying to figure out how you can live and balance these activities and hanging out with these friends. And I will tell you this, one thing leads to another all the time. All the time. One thing leads to another. If you take a walk every day after dinner, it's a good chance that you're also going to start meditating before you get in the shower, right? It's a good chance you're going to eat dinner at the same time because you have to get a walk in and you don't want to walk when it's dark. So you have to eat by a certain time to be able to do that. So now one thing leads to another. Or you start preparing your dinner on Sunday for every day because you want to eat by a certain time so you can what? Get outside before it gets dark because you have to take a walk every night. You understand? Domino effect. Bro, this dominoes affect everything. Every action involves some type of reaction, whether it's positive or negative. Every time, okay? So I get it. You mentioned that you done got fine now. You done lost some weight. Your body's looking nice. You're wearing different clothes. You're doing your hair different. You're feeling amazing about yourself. You want to be out and about. Okay, so I'm going to tell you, you're not wrong for that. One thing people will tell you that are experienced in health and fitness, and people that are experienced with being in great shape and they've held it for a long time, is they tell you that your life, your nightlife becomes a lot more boring than what you think it would be. And it has to be that way for you to sustain your lifestyle. You can't do both. As much as I'm telling you, there are some people who could probably, we're talking about on a dating scene, they could rack them up if they went out a lot, just because of how healthy they are, how good they look. But it's very hard to live both lives. Very hard. And I know, kids, you're 35. I've been 35 before. And you're single. It sounds like you don't have kids either. Well, it's a lot easier for us. We're 50 years old, and we're telling you, or you want to sit down and not go out so much. It's easy when you're 50 because we done did it. And you might have taken years off, and you might not have enjoyed yourself alone for a while when you were more unhealthy because you didn't feel comfortable in your own body. You didn't feel as sexy. You didn't feel as pretty, right? You didn't feel like you were getting noticed. I understand that. I do understand that. So let's try to solve this a bit. You're doing great Monday through Thursday, Monday through Friday, halfway through Friday, all the way through Friday probably until about 6, 7 o'clock. Okay? You're going out to the bars or the clubs, you're drinking, you're eating, you're doing this, doing that. Let me just tell you something real fast. If you continue to participate in the same activities as these other people participate in, you're going to be exactly where they are. You're going to be where they are. If there's two people, I'm telling you, if there's two people that walk around the track every single day, both of them are probably going to be, a year from now, going to be in the same place as each other, right? Even if there was progression. Is it because they both perform the same actions? That's how this go. I wish I could tell you it was different. It's not any different. Keisha, the people that you admire who are in the best shape, who look amazing, whose skin look amazing, and they look 20 years younger than their true chronological age, they have boring Friday nights so that they can get up early on Saturday morning and work out. They work out Friday night. They stay focused Friday night. They work out Saturday. Those people get in, you figure that between Friday night and Saturday, they get in 2 to 3 workout sessions, whether they're walks, stretching, a class. They stay on point with their nutrition. At the end of the year, 52 weeks, they've worked out 100 more times than you. They've had 100 to 150 more healthy meals than you, right? Because on Friday night, you're eating bad. Saturday morning, you wake up, you do whatever. Saturday afternoon, you're definitely not going to get it together. You understand how that rolls? Between 5 o'clock on Friday, 5 p.m., and 5 p.m. Saturday, that's where they separate themselves from everybody. From the girls who go to happy hour every Friday, every new spot on Fridays, the rooftop parties, the get-togethers. Those are the same girls who don't get up early and go to that class on Saturday. Let me tell y'all something. Getting up, going to a class, or getting up for an early morning Saturday workout, or even if it's at 8 o'clock, it is almost impossible to do if you tried to also enjoy yourself the night before, because you're already spent from the week. You're already spent. You add in some alcohol and a late bedtime, shorty, you can forget it. You can forget it. You can forget it. And if you don't have no kids, you might sleep till 12, 1 o'clock. If you single and have no kids, you sleep till 12, 1 o'clock. I got kids. They getting up 8 o'clock. I can't sleep but so long on Saturday. No matter what my Friday night was, they gonna be up. So the women who separate themselves, sweetheart, they sacrifice a lot of Friday night events. A lot of Friday night events. And I'm guessing, Keisha, You probably lost a good amount of weight, probably 35 to 50, but you probably want to get another 20 off and build some muscle and look amazing, right? Right now you look good. You want to look amazing. The amazing chicks, I know you see some of them when you go out, but you don't see a lot of them. Next time you go out with your homies, look around. See how many women appear to be what you want. Like they're where you want to be a year from now. Just count them. You're not gonna see that many. After a certain time of night, 10 p.m. Oh, nope. Yeah, you're gonna see a couple females who, top to bottom, they looking right. But honey, that's not the norm. Because even if you see 10 of them, there's 90 other ones that you don't want to become. That you don't want to become. Because I'm telling you, the girls you want to become, they're at the gym on Friday night. They're at home making a protein shake and maybe throwing a little bit of ice cream in it, and they're watching a movie and they're getting into bed. I'm telling you, that Friday to Saturday is a major separator. So you're going with your friends, you're having a couple drinks. Now, depending on what you're drinking, you know, we're not really talking about how toxic alcohol could be. What I see with females is you guys like tasty loaded drinks, right? You like the drinks that comes in a big cup, got 14 different liquors, all these different juices, fruit hanging out of it. A lot of empty calories and a lot of sugar. A lot of sugar, sweetheart. So you might have done great with sugar all day or sugar all week, but those drinks on the weekend, they contain a lot of sugar content. A lot of empty calories too. But you may be good on calories. It might not be the calories that's taking you over the top. But the blood sugar spikes do matter, okay? Well, that's causing a spike in insulin, and late at night, our insulin is not as effective as it is during the day, okay? So then, as you have a couple drinks, we normally don't realize when we go over the top. Like when you go over the top, you don't realize it. You realize the next day, oh, it was that shot when we first got to the blackjack table. Oh man, it seems like after we left that bar, I don't even remember nothing. You know how that go? But at the time, you not knowing that this shot I'm taking is the one taking me over the top. So what happens is, now you're intoxicated. Y'all go to the casino, right? Because you probably have a bar that you start at. Y'all end up at the casino. Casino's open 24/7. It's always popping. 24-hour food, 24-hour drinks. Why not? But what happens is, you have a certain regimen every time you go to that place. Because you have a certain slot machine that you like. You have a certain table that you like sitting at. You even like certain dealers, right? You also have a favorite little eatery that's there. You have a routine. We all have a routine when we go places, guys. We get there at a certain time of day. We consume a certain thing while we're there. We look for a certain seat in a certain area. That's what we do as human beings. We're creatures of habit. So every time you go, automatically, you're going to engage in certain activities. Again, starts with the bar, the drinking, the casino, the dopamine hits. Oh, I hit for a little bit on the slot machine. Now I'm gonna go to the blackjack table. You sitting there, the waitress comes up. Every time she comes up, you're gonna order a drink because that's what you do. You win a little bit of money, so now we're gonna stay out even later because I want to play some more. When I'm playing more, I'm gonna drink more. I'm drinking more. We're staying here later. I made some money. Yeah, I'm hungry now. Normally, I would be in the bed. I'm expending energy now because I'm awake. I'm walking around. Worked up an appetite. Now I'm eating late. I would imagine there's no salads around. I would imagine there's not a lot of grilled chicken, grilled salmon. You understand me? And even if it was, that isn't what you crave at that time, because what? You're used to eating pizza, eating a burger and some fries, chicken fingers. Chicken fingers is very convenient all the time, y'all. Right? You want some fried food at 12 o'clock at night. So now your sleep's off, you went over your calories, high sugar content in the drinks, too much sodium with the chicken fingers, carbs are high, you're not even tracking that meal there because you don't even want to see it on your app. You go to bed much later. By the time you get home and your body's and your insulin goes down finally from your blood sugar being regulated, it's 3, 4 in the morning. You don't start getting deep sleep till 4 in the morning. You're supposed to get up by 7, go to that class. It's not happening. You didn't get up to go to that class, so now you didn't burn a lot of calories. And half of the time, those friends that you were out with, they call you. Let's go to brunch. Oh, come on, girl. Let's go to brunch. You done already missed your class. I'm not even putting the blame on them. But it helps. Instead of going to the farmer's market after that class, now you at brunch. And see, again, we might have all intentions of eating well at the brunch. But then we get to the brunch. And then all of a sudden they have all these new choices. Your friends are sitting down with stuff on their plate. You're like, yo, where'd you get that at? I didn't even see that over there. So it goes down. Every habit leads to another one, sis. I think your biggest problem is going to be cutting time with this friend group on Fridays. Most of the time when we want to make changes and see some elevation with our transformation, we have to remove something. Most of the time it's something that we feel like we can't stand to remove. Like the thought of removing it is like, oh, how can I do this? I'm not gonna be able to do that. How would I be able to stay away from that? I won't be able to breathe if I can't do that. That's how we feel. That's how you're feeling about your friend group. Oh, this is Mark, this is what we do like 3 Fridays out the month. I know. The progress that you stand to make from Friday at 5 to Saturday at 5, though, is monumental. Because if you went out with them on Saturday night, most of the time you don't work out Saturday night. I don't know hardly anyone that works out on Saturday night. And most of the time Sunday is a rest day. So that's a great day for you to sleep late. That's a great day for you to get in some extra carbs and kind of refill your glycogen stores in your muscles, right? Now, it'd be nice if I could say, just go do that on Saturday night instead of Friday. That would cut down on, because again, Friday at 5 to Saturday at 5, we can make a ton of progress, right? Every week, every single week. But you still would drink too much. You still would probably eat too much. It still would turn into a messed up sleep schedule. It still would turn into some insulin spikes that we don't need. You're going to have to cut it down. So if you guys go out 3 times a month, sweetie, you're going to have to cut it down to 1. You're going to have to cut it down to 1. Because when you drink, you throw inhibition to the wind. When you go to that one bar, that one spot, you're used to going to the casino afterwards. When you go to the casino has so many unhealthy options readily available. Like if you go to a club, most of the time you have to walk to the bar to get a drink. They normally don't have people walking around talking about you want something to drink. That's why I tell y'all to stay out of restaurants. Stay out of restaurants, man. You better off going to a buffet because you're in control, right? You go to a restaurant, lady keeps coming back. Oh, what you want? You want some dessert? Or you want a drink? You sure y'all cool? You want some more gravy? Right? You go to the casino, They're walking around with the drinks. They got the drinks already on it. You want some more? It's hard to say no when somebody got it right in your face. It's hard to say no. You walk into that slot machine and you go by the little pizzeria, and you smell the, come on, man. One thing leads to another. When we cut out the first action, if you start saying, you know what, I'm only going out one Friday a month. The other Fridays, I'm going to go to a class on a Friday night. I'm going to find somebody to work out with on Friday night. I'm going to get a partner and just to work out with on Fridays, just to keep me from, and I know once I work out, I'm going to go home. I'm not going to eat nothing bad. Then I'm going to go to bed early because nothing else to do on a Friday night. See? Again, just remove the outing on Friday evening. Just remove it. I wish I had a more balanced, but you can't balance that. You're not going to be able to, because some people say, oh, just go out with them and don't drink. Oh, when they go to the casino, you don't have to drink with them. Oh, just pack some snacks in your bag. And you could eat snacks instead of eating a pizza. That's not going to work. Because you're a creature of habit when you go to that habitat. You understand? When you're in that place, you do what everybody else does in that place. But if you're not at that place, so you have to figure out what is the main trigger here. What is the main domino that starts all the dominoes to falling? It's that Friday evening activity. And now when we work out Friday night, whether it's intense or low intensity, then we get up for that class on Saturday morning. Then we go to the market Saturday. Then we might get some vegetables cut up early Saturday to get ready for meal prep on Sunday. Now we've had 6 good days. And if we want to let our hair down for 24 hours from Saturday at 5 to Sunday at 5, no big deal, because in a matter of 13 calendar days, you've only had 1 bad day. Instead of a lot of weekends, you have 2.5 bad days every 7. All starts with that first. We got to change one habit. Normally when we change that one habit, think about it. That one Friday night, you might have 6 drinks. 6 Long Island iced teas. So imagine we cut one of them Fridays out. Or cut 2 of them out. Because then again, it's the drinks. Y'all might end up at the hookah lounge. It's the pizza at the casino. It's the burgers at the casino. It's the chicken sandwich at the casino. It's the fries. And, hey, sometimes they leave there and want to go get some. Y'all want to go get some dessert somewhere? You wouldn't even think about no dessert. That's what ends up happening. We got to be okay with removing one habit, right? That connects to other habits. And sometimes we have to, when we have a bunch of bad habits or a couple vices, let's write them down, and everything that we do with them. Oh, I eat Doritos. Every time I sit down and watch a football game, I eat Doritos. I eat nacho. I eat too many wings. I drink beer. And just, when you cross one of them out, see how the other ones start to disappear off that list. Oh, if I just tape the game and just watch it tomorrow afternoon, most likely I'm not going to drink beer. If I watch it with my kids, I'm not going to drink beer. But watching it 10 at night, the kids in bed, what you going to do? Of course you're going to do that. We have to be mindful of the habits that we're engaging in and how they lead to the other habits, which then cause us to be stagnant with our goals. So this was a good submission, Keisha, because there are a lot of people that have been stuck for some months because they're trying to balance everything. And they're worried about their friendships. And they're worried about being bored. And they're worried about missing out. God, I don't know about you, but man, it feels good to wake up on a Saturday early and you haven't broke your stride all week. And then you notice the next Tuesday, wow, my midsection looks awful flat. Or maybe it's because I didn't do what I normally do on the weekends. So Keisha, that was a great submission. Thanks for emailing me at coachmark22@gmail.com. That is coachmark22@gmail.com. If you have a submission like Keisha, if you have a story, if you have some details to your situation, and you would like me to bring it up on the Lunchtime Logic, right, to see what opinion I might have or the opinions of others, please do that. Email me at coachmark22@gmail.com. Now, also, you may want to go to the About page and click the link for a free consultation for a coaching consultation. Some of you need a coach right now. Some of you are stuck. You need somebody to walk you through the next 90 days so that you can get over that hump. You've been stuck at 200 pounds. You want to get down to 180. You've been stuck at this level of strength and you really want to get stronger. You really want to get rid of some of these bad habits, but you don't know. You need a plan to do it, and you need somebody to walk you through it and hold your hand just a little bit. All right? If that is the case, click the link in the bio. Schedule a free consultation with me. All right? Now, this is Lunchtime Logic, guys, and the point of coming on Lunchtime Logic is to give advice to those who are in rocky waters and muddy waters a bit. All right? But the beautiful thing about that is that most of us have been there before in one way or another, right? So this is a way for us to come together, give people advice, allow them to be transparent, and that we can all help ourselves and transform with some new ideas, right? With some new advice, some new opinions. That's why we come here. So it's always a pleasure to come and spend time with you, have some lunch with you, and please come back tomorrow so we can do it again, all right? This is your guy, Coach Mark. This is Lunchtime Logic. I'll see y'all tomorrow.